Hey guys, so before I start this video, I wanted to ask if you could share this on Twitter or Facebook or Tumblr or social media, I'm not really sure, and tag at Markiplier on at least Twitter. I know. I'm pretty sure on Facebook. I'll put the names of his accounts or whatever probably right here. So I wanted to do this because it is Mark's birthday and I want him to see this video, and it would mean a lot if he did because I have a feeling this is gonna be kind of personal video, so my apologies for that, but it is his birthday and I want to share how I guess he's helped me in some ways over the past few months. So without further ado, I'll roll into the video, but if you could share it, that would help me a lot. So just putting that out there, so thank you, and here's the ugly thing that you're gonna see now, so I got my pajorts, I got my Markiplier shirt, and I'm ready to wish Mark a happy birthday, so happy birthday, Mark. So as you can tell, this is serious. More of a serious video, I guess, because I'm not wearing a headband, and I never don't wear headbands or necklaces. It's weird, and I can't believe it actually feels weird that I'm making a video without a headband, because I just look weird without a headband. But I'm just gonna do it, because it was so much work to walk over to my stupid pile of headbands and put one on, so I didn't. But anyways, okay. So I wanted to make this video because Mark is turning 28 today, or he already has turned 28, or just some great stuff like that. I have my Markiplier panel thing right here that gave me a bruise on my knee because I was doing this a lot, and apparently I hit myself too hard a few times. But okay, so I'm gonna put that down, not fidget with it. Hopefully it won't fall off there, but I think it's okay. All my posters back behind there that I should probably have right here because it's his birthday. I'm getting major sidetracked. I'm gonna start this with 3 years ago when Mark released his first Five Nights at Freddy's video. Alright, so it was 2014. Yeah, because he's been on YouTube for 5 years and I've been with him for 3 of them, so 2014. So I mean, everyone knows about Five Nights at Freddy's. If you don't, are you okay? No, but if you don't know about Five Nights at Freddy's, then are you really considered a gamer? Unless you're young, then I can understand where you're not really introduced to the horror games of the world. But Five Nights at Freddy's has had a really big impact on gaming and a really big impact on my life. I'm sorry if I cannot talk right, I just cannot talk right. So when it was trending and everything, it was I think it was late August. And I mean, it just came up and people were talking about it. I'm like, I gotta check this out, Five Nights at Freddy's. What is this? And so, I mean, Mark's video was the first one that came up because I think he got a lot of subscribers from that, me included. That's when I started watching him. It was I remember because I was with my cousin and we were this is really weird to think back to now, but I was with my cousin and I think it was Christmas Eve and we were watching people play Minecraft, Bayesian Canadian and ASF Jerome, I think that's his name, and I'm pretty sure she's Bayesian Canadian's my favorite YouTuber, and I'm yeah, he's mine too, but in the back of, not in the back of my head, but I'm I don't know, I think Markiplier might be, and it's I was no, Mark, and yeah, and so, I don't know, it was weird. So after that, I mean, I was watching him, not only watching him, but I was watching him a lot. And I remember I loved his Impossible Challenge videos, and it's really weird because sometimes I relate food to videos with him. this isn't Mark, but like Jacksepticeye, I remember eating Jet's wings, watching him play Uncharted 4, and so now that game just makes me like taste like Jet's wings, and it's really weird because I was eating, and this stuck out to me for whatever reason, but I remember I was watching Mark's Impossible Challenge, I was watching him do the waxing challenge, and like I was eating like vegetable lasagna or whatever because I don't like normal lasagna, and so now that taste just sticks with me whenever I think of like wax. It's so weird, but yeah, I have no idea. It's really weird. I remember watching the Smash a Bottle Against Your Head video on repeat, and I was like dying. I thought that was the funniest thing ever. And then I remember watching Boat Dog recently, and I could not stop watching that because I thought it was hilarious, and just stuff like that. And it's like the small stuff, like, I don't know, I've liked Mark for I feel like a really long time now, but it didn't really set in until probably September of last year, and I didn't really get this at the time, but I think now I've kind of boiled down the point when I really started liking him. So summer ended last year, and I remember I was with my cousins. We were at a festival, like the Peach Festival, and which we go to every year, and I remember, I don't even know why, but I just felt really sad like leaving that, and I'm like, this is where summer has gone, and this is the end, even though it wasn't. And I feel like August is always the month that lasts the longest, because this June has been pretty good, probably because I haven't been doing very much, and I've just been sitting at home watching Game Grumps, but it's like, June always goes by super fast, because you're like, I only have this many weeks, and it's like, no, like, you actually have a good amount of time. And then July, you're in the same kind of mindset, but when you get to August, you're like, this is the end. Like, there's no sugarcoating it, so you gotta make it worth everything that you can. You gotta make it something to remember. And so I guess I just was like really sad that August was ending, because I had seen like a big major thing about last summer was I went to 2 Fall Out Boy shows in a row, and then the next day I went to a Panic concert, and we went on a huge road trip. We flew to North Dakota, and then we drove to Wyoming, and then we drove to Colorado, and it's like, I have a great family. Like, I know all kids my age are like, I hate my parents, and stuff like that, but my hair is really bad, my apologies, but I'm really thankful for everything that I have, and even though stuff got bad recently, I'm really thankful, and I just could never thank them enough. I pretty much owe them my life, because yeah, you know what I'm talking, yeah. It's gonna be hard to edit because it's already going on 10 minutes, but I could talk about this for a very long time. But anyways, back to Mark and not Fall Out Boy, even though Mania is my baby and coming out soon. And anyways, I'm going to talk about Mark because it is his birthday. When September came, it wasn't even like, I guess it was kind of, I don't really know how to describe it, but it was like coming home from school every day. I was just like upset. I don't know if I wasn't upset, but I was like, I don't want to say I was depressed. I just felt like there was nothing to do. My homework, I got it done super fast, and that was good. I was like pretty on schedule for like a lot of things, and when I got home, I did my homework, and then I pretty much just went up to my room and watched Mark. And so I don't really want to say that I felt like stuff was pointless at that time, but I just felt like there was really nothing to do, and I guess that kind of made me unhappy because I like seeing my friends again and stuff, but it was like after that I have nothing. And so I don't even know why I felt that way, but I guess that's when I started really watching Mark. And I mean, because I had before for a long time, and I had like loved him, but like for a really long time, but like I really started watching him consistently, 2 videos a day, every day, and I looked forward to those 2 videos. They were like my saving grace. Like, that was the best part of my day, and I don't know. And so September passed and I started feeling better. Like, I started doing stuff with my friends because this was the last year we were gonna spend together, and now it's over and like my heart. But we started going on like outings together, and that was really exciting. And then the end of October came around. October 25th. Keep a calendar, this way you'll always know, am I right? Yeah, no. Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of skip that part a little bit, but if there was anything that I could push out of my mind, 2 things, I have 2 things, but yeah. So, anyways, I guess at this point, October came to an end, and I kind of went on like a downward spiral through November, and I guess I kind of was realizing stuff about myself that I wasn't really happy with, and I didn't know how to come to terms with it. So I started pushing people out of my life, people that not necessarily were, I just started pushing things away that had once made me happy, and I don't even know why, but it was like a coping thing, I guess. And so at this point, I felt really lost, and I didn't know how to necessarily explain it to people, so Mark was kind of like my outlet. Like, I really looked forward to watching his videos, and I really looked forward to just getting to sit there with him for like 15 to 20 minutes every day. More than that, because he posts 2 videos a day, and I just really looked forward to his stupid stuff. I got to really meet people like Tyler and Ethan and Amy and Catherine, and through Mark, I found a lot of other people that I really liked. I found I liked Jacksepticeye before, but at this point, I started really watching him, and I started he's still one of my top favorite YouTubers. I met Ethan of Crank Gameplays. I mean, I didn't actually meet him, but I found Ethan, I found Amy, who didn't post till later, but I found Ninja Sex Party through them, which is now my second favorite band, and Dan and Aaron, Game Grumps, which are now one of my top favorite YouTubers, my favorite YouTubers, and Mark is my favorite YouTuber. But I found OG-chan, Gervigli, and I don't know, there's so many more. I've already watched Matthias previously, but just so many great people that came out of a really negative experience for me. And so, Christmas that year, November was pretty much a straight downward spiral, and at the time, it felt like it was going on forever, and I felt, I guess, really trapped, but now looking back on it, a lot of it is kind of blurry, which I guess I'm really happy about that, because it's it was not a good time. I was bawling at least 3 days a week, if not more. Yeah, I was just not in a good place then. And so, yeah, that happened. But then when December came, stuff kind of started to look up, and yeah, I remember, I still have one of the pictures over there that you guys can't see, but I was like decorating the house with Mark's face for Christmas, no matter how scary that is. We had a YouTube themed Christmas with Cool Patrol decorations on the tree. And yeah, so stuff kinda, it seemed like it was looking up from there. And so at that point I had, I guess, the stuff that I said before with pushing stuff out of my life. At that point I had fully pushed stuff out of my life, and I guess I had come to terms that I didn't like this anymore. Oh, I'm gonna like this now because I can't like more than one thing because I'm Danny and I'm an idiot. But yeah, because I'm smart like that. And so there was this thing, it did it on, that sounds bad, no, on October 25th, I took a Sharpie and I wrote Markiplier on my arm, and I did that for 2 months straight, almost 3. And I feel kind of bad because my friend wasn't very happy with me because I have skin problems already, and I'm sure I didn't help that by doing that. But it's okay because as of then, I've decided that Sharpie doesn't come off your, no, I mean it does come off your skin way too easily. So I use Copic instead now, because it doesn't come off quite as well, I think, personally. And like, it's probably even worse than Sharpie is, I don't really know, but it's okay because it lasts better. And my friend actually said, not the same one, but my friend said that he'd be surprised if over 50% of my blood wasn't ink. But sounds like a 21 Pilots lyric, so yeah, I guess that's a good thing, question mark, period, question mark. Stuff started looking up, and I was just really excited, like genuinely happy to watch Mark's videos every day, and he really he helped me, he like carried me through in a way. That time from the end of October to the end of December, and then the last week of December some other stuff happened, and like and then Mark didn't help me, and I was really scared and I didn't know what to do. And so yeah, that wasn't very fun, because it almost felt like, I guess, this like therapy session, just ignore me, but it almost felt like, no, I mean, because it was, I don't even know, but it was like I was cut off from him in a way, and like, that's the reason why I wrote his name on my arm for so long, because I felt like I needed to always carry him with me. Like, there is a thing where it's like, if you have your phone with you all the time, you can just look at your screen with a few taps and he's there and he is cheering you on through whatever you need. But I felt like when I was writing his name on my arm that he was like a part of me, and that he was always with me, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, that's why I did that for 3 or 2 months. But, so, yeah, I felt really disconnected, and I felt like I was terrified, because the person that had just got me through a whirlwind of emotions and so much for the past 2 months, like, felt like he was completely cut away from me. And I guess at that time I felt abandoned, even though I don't know him. And I have no idea why I stopped feeling something when I watched his videos at that point, but that week I just felt distant, I guess. Then I went back to other things that I had liked and they made me happy again. And so then through that, I kind of started pushing Mark away, but not really. And I carried the old things that I used to love through January with me. And January again seemed like, I heard a noise. Things were getting better, I guess. And it was just kind of seemed like before it gets better, the darkness gets bigger, you know? This is like Fall Out Boy quote video, but I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, in January, things were just kind of looking up and things were seemingly getting better. And then February came around. Oh, that dreaded month that I'm never going to look forward to again. Yeah, so in February, it started out like things were looking good, and then it got to the middle, and I guess something bad happened. And my curtain looks really interesting right now. I guess I never studied it this closely before. It's really weird how the light shines through at the bottom but not at the top. But that's because of the porch, and so it just can't. Anyways, it was like October 25th all over again, I guess, but just on a really different scale. And I have no idea. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I don't even know. But I guess I once again started realizing stuff about myself that I wasn't happy with, and from there things seemed like they got a lot worse than they previously had, and it got to the point where, I mean, like, Mark started helping me again, which was great and it was awesome, and I started pushing stuff away again, and it got to the point where the old stuff, like, I couldn't even stand it. Like, it made me feel sick, and I didn't really want to get out of bed in the morning. And the reason why I did was because I'm like, hey, it's okay. At 11 and 3, because that's when he uploads here, you're gonna get to see Mark, and so you have to get up, you know? You have to see Mark, you have to see Jack, you have to see Ethan. And that's pretty much how I went day by day from February to, I'm gonna say March, probably. February to March, and that wasn't February, I can't talk, okay? I'm sorry. So February, that month to April was probably the worst out of everything. I had stopped in January writing stuff on my arm because I felt like it got to the point where it was almost like controlling me, and like I started freaking out if it wasn't the exact same way that it was before. Like when I took a shower, it would wash off, and if I didn't trace the lines exactly correct, then I would freak out. And at that point, I felt better, I guess, and I felt like I didn't need it. I guess I didn't need the always connection of him with me, even though, like, I still feel like that would be awesome. But yeah, so I'm sorry if this video is going on for way too long, but I have a lot to say from then to now. So anyways, we're back to March, and this was, I guess, around the time when A Date with Markiplier came out, which was like my heart, and like I still watch that, and I still watch the endings, and like I still love that video with all my heart. And I just kind of was in a really bad place. Stuff started happening at school that I don't know. I don't want to say I have control issues, but at that point, I felt like, because I can't help people, like, I don't know, I don't have good advice to give them because I've just started realizing recently, I guess, that the world is a really bad place, and that, I don't know, that this whole thing is gonna sound so dumb, but I don't care because I have a lot to say, and I'm gonna keep saying it because this is a part of my life, and I'm embracing it now. And so, I guess I'm still kind of coming to terms with there are really great things that happen, and there are really bad things that happen, and that's what the world does. And if you don't keep fighting, then you're not gonna make it out there. And so you always have to keep fighting, and that's one thing that Mark really showed me over the past few months, because I have a hard time with sticking to stuff. There's only a few things that I really cling on to, like art, YouTube, and Fall Out Boy. I don't want to say music all that much because I feel like recently YouTube has had a bigger impact on my life than music has, even though at some points that's not true, and at some points I've fallen on music way more than YouTube, but vice versa. So they've both really had a big impact on my life, but I can't word. I am so sorry. But I don't know. It's like something that Mark said, like, other than this, and this, and you guys, that's the only things that I really love. And I kind of feel like I relate to that because I don't like sports. I don't feel like I have the drive to be a musician. I'm not really even sure if I have the drive to do anything, but I know that making YouTube videos is something that makes me happy, because if you're watching a YouTube video, then you're not going to want to watch someone who is constantly crying or constantly sad. So that's one of the main reasons why I started making YouTube videos, because I started this channel in September when I was really bored, and me and my friend were like FaceTiming every night. We were talking so much at that point, and he made a YouTube channel too, and we were like, okay, I'm gonna upload every day this week. I'm gonna upload every day for as long as I can, because that's what I want to do. And I've grown a lot since then in many ways, but I don't know, it was really weird because from there I started seeing how, oh, YouTube says I can make my channel look more professional with this, and this, I guess I'll do it. And now I have a channel that somewhat looks like Mark's would, and I don't know, and that is an accomplishment within itself. I have over 30 subscribers, which is nothing, like, compared to whoever, PewDiePie, but I don't care, because you're gonna suck at, this is a quote from Mark, but you're gonna suck at whatever you do when you start, and you have to keep working on it to get better. I know that it wasn't easy for Mark when he started out, and I'm not saying that I'm ever gonna go anywhere with this, because I'm sure I won't. I want to be an artist, and I'm sure that'll never work out, but if I give up now, I'm never gonna know. And that's the main thing that I try to tell people when they're upset, when I can never convey it the right way, because I don't want to make things worse on them, and I don't want to seem like I don't care. But when anyone's going through a hard time, when they're like, I don't know if I can keep doing this, you're never gonna know unless you keep trying. And that's the main thing that I want to tell people. And I'm sure no one's watched 30 minutes into this video, but I don't know, just, I'm on the other side of whatever happened now, and it's like the 5 stages of anger or grief or whatever. First, doubt or something like that, which was totally how I felt from like all throughout November. And like, I don't know, it's just progressed in such a weird way. And at one point I was seeing the world through such a dark filter. Dark, hahaha. And that was really weird. Okay, so I was just seeing everything in such a terrible way, and my mind was so clouded, I guess, at the time. I don't know if it was that I was focusing too much on myself. I think it was that I couldn't focus on myself because there were so many other people that I had to worry about. And so, the past few months, I've been trying to, like, focus on myself more and be like, this is a problem and this is a problem, so how are you gonna fix it? And that's a big thing. Things that have got me through have been, like, Game Grumps, who I'm so happy for because Mark introduced me to them, basically. Well, it was actually, that's another story that I'm not gonna get into right now, but I know how I started watching the Goom Gamps. But this like half an hour long video, which I'll probably cut down a lot, is basically just me trying to thank Mark. If you're watching this, Mark, thank you for everything that you've done for me. Your tour was amazing, and I'm sad that I didn't get to go to VidCon and see you, but I'm gonna try to go to your tour in the fall. Hopefully you come back here, but if you don't, maybe I can see you in Ohio. And just thank you for everything. Thank you for getting me through the past few months, because although I don't want to say that I wouldn't be sitting here right now, I definitely wouldn't have come to terms with as much as I have, and I definitely wouldn't be, well, I know I wouldn't be in the place where I am now, and things would just be a lot worse if I didn't have you. So, thank you so much for everything that you've done. I think that's a quote from you, actually. But, I don't know where this is going, really. Some other things that have helped me through the past months have been Fall Out Boy came out with a new album. No, they haven't. They have not done that yet, but they came out with 2 new songs, even though Champion hates me and will go to any length to let me not hear it when it comes out. I've gotten to the point where I've let a lot of stuff back into my life because I don't only have to choose one thing. I can like more than one thing, and it's not a problem. But, yeah, so that's kind of my story over the past few months, and not very detailed, but that's as detailed as I'm going to go on social media, because part of it is not my story to tell, and, yeah. So, thank you, Mark, for everything that you've done. I don't care. I can't say thank you enough. Hopefully the shares won't be very low this month, but you know, what are you gonna do? Just in the event that you're watching this right now, if people share this at the beginning of the video, I would love that. That would be amazing if they could do that. Like, that'd be awesome. And I just want you to know that I wrote starfish on my wrist for you because 1 starfish is all it takes from enough people to make a difference, and you made a difference in my life, and thank you. I can't really say anything other than thank you, because you've helped me so much, and one day I'm gonna be able to tell you that in person, because one day I'm gonna meet you and I'm gonna hug you, and I'm gonna tell you how much you mean to me, because you mean the world to me, and I wouldn't be here without you. So thanks, Mark. And thanks to everyone else who's watching. If there's anyone who's watching at this point, it means a lot. Thanks for listening to me rant, I guess. So, again, if you could share this video, it would mean a lot. Not that anyone's watched this long, but it still would mean a lot, because if Mark could see this, that would mean the world to me. And Markiplier, if you're watching this, I'm Young Fob Menace on Twitter and Here for the Fall Fob on Instagram. So my links will be in the description, so if you want to like check me out, that'd be awesome. I'll be waiting for the next boner cast whenever you guys charity live stream next time, and hopefully I'll call you and tell you everything. So yeah, so thanks for watching, and happy birthday, Mark. Bye.